Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a restaurant style lobster bisque. So I did get this recipe off Pinterest. However, I did kind of finesse a little bit of their ingredients. So first thing first, we are starting off with about 1.5 cups of seafood stock. Now if you don't have seafood stock, you can get regular chicken broth, or you can just boil your lobster tails and use that same stock and use it for this. So I am diluting that with about 2 cups of water. So you just really want enough just to have the lobster tails go on top of that. You want to cover up your lobster tails basically. I really enjoy lobster bisque because it's like one of those meals that, well, really an appetizer, depending on how you make it. But I always get lobster bisque when I go to a nice steakhouse. I love how flavorful they are, how comforting it is. Basically, it's pureed vegetables, and then you just add whatever type of meat you want. So we are going in with onion, celery, carrots, and then also we're gonna throw in some garlic because we love how garlic tastes, y'all. I absolutely love the aroma that garlic gives, the bite that it gives. It just takes the dish up to a new level. I love sauteing the garlic just so that way you do kind of get that heavy taste that it gives out of it. So this is after sauteing it for a little while. Now we're going to add in our tomato paste. And as you guys know, all the ingredients and a recipe guide will be down in the description box for your convenience. So now we're just going to stir and cook that tomato paste down because tomato paste can be very tart, honey. So you really want to make sure that you cook this down so that way it doesn't taste like a tomato sauce or like a spaghetti. So after we let that cook down, I am going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of flour, and I use all-purpose flour. Now we're going to let that cook as well. Just give that a good mix. It's going to look really dry, but don't worry. We're going to add in some ingredients to loosen that up. But you want to make sure that you cook that flour as well as that tomato paste taste out. Now what we're going to do, we are going to slowly, after I see all of the white gone, so basically when I see all of the flour has been incorporated out, I will be slowly pouring in some wine. Use whatever type of wine you want. I would not recommend any type of sweet wine, so no Moscato, ladies. Let's not use Moscato for this recipe because you don't want this lobster bisque to taste super sweet. So you're gonna just see me adding in some Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, so we're gonna add that sauce in because I like how it gives that, it kind of gives it like a woody taste. It's not gonna be overpowering, so just put it in there. I promise you it's good. So next I'm going to be adding some thyme and then some bay leaves. You can use a whole bay leaf if you want, but if you do that, then I would recommend removing that whole bay leaf out. I use crushed, so mine was able to stay in. So we're just going to stir that as well. Next, we are going to be taking about 1.5 cups of that seafood stock from the lobster. And as you can see, the lobsters are ready to be taken out. I am going to be pouring that lobster stock into that mixture, and we're just going to mix that all together. Let it simmer for about 15 minutes. And then you'll be seeing me add that into a bigger pot next. So here I am with this bigger pot. I'm just going to give that a good whisk. We're going to be adding that cream in. So I just took the heavy whipping cream. You can use half and half if you don't want to use heavy whipping cream. And then I am going to be adding a couple more seasonings. So I am just adding some salt and pepper for garnish. Add as much as you like. I like a lot of salt and pepper in here because it's a soup, so you're not gonna really taste a lot of it. So I did also add some Cajun seasoning to it, because Cajun seasoning just makes everything look and taste amazing. I know the recipe that I had, they did put paprika in it, but I didn't do that. Okay, so now we are going to be adding this soup into our blender. I'm going to put it on soup because I like how when I put it on soup, it kind of gives it a thicker consistency. And we're just basically going to blend all of that celery and garlic and carrots and onion. We're going to just blend all of that in. Just puree it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and chop my lobster meat and saute that in some butter, just because butter makes everything taste amazing, and we want to cook them just a little bit more and kind of get that butter flavor into the meat. We didn't season it other than just that seafood stock. So this is just going to give it a buttery light taste. Don't cook it too long because it's already cooked. We're really just coating it in the butter before we put it into the soup. Now that we have that done, again, this didn't take no time. So now I will be adding this into our soup. And just make sure that you chop your pieces pretty thick. You don't want to have like little bites. I feel like everybody wants a nice big chunk of lobster when they eat this soup. Now, if you don't want to stir it into the actual soup, what you can do is also just put it on top as a garnish, and that works as well. And look how creamy that is. Y'all get into this. Roof Chris, who? Boo, you can make this at home. And then we're going to put some parsley on top to make it look all fancy. And there you have it, guys. Look how creamy that is. Thanks so much for watching.